have a Rules and Open Government Committee and Committee of the Whole meeting. We have a quorum. I'm joined by Councilmember Camus, Councilmember Davis, and Councilmember Reyes. And we'll start with a review of the final agenda for November 19th. And I'll ask anyone if they have any proposed changes to the agenda beginning on pages 3 and 4. Pages 5 and 6. Now, I recall this is a pretty substantial agenda here. Rick, is 9:30 going to be an okay time to start a closed session?
Yeah, you have the evaluation of the IPA. And we have a couple of other matters, but I think that you'll have enough time.
Okay, great. All right. So 5 and 6. 7 and 8. Pages 9 and 10. Pages 11 and 12. Pages 13 and 14. No, it won't be.
Never mind.
Pages 15 and 16.
A lot of things have been removed.
There's a couple of deferrals.
Yeah, there are. Pages 17 and 18.
Oh my goodness.
Pages 19 and 20. And just for good measure, pages 21 and 21. All right, and there are some ads on the consent calendar.
Because that wasn't a long enough consent calendar.
Okay. Are there any motions?
Move approval of the Tuesday, November 19th agenda with the ad sheet.
Second.
All right. Anyone from the hordes of the public like to speak? Apparently not. All right. This is not apparently an interesting enough meeting for anyone in the public to join us. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that
Wait,
passes.
did we just vote in favor that it's not interesting?
Possibly. E is the public record.
Motion to note and file.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. G1 is a consent calendar.
There isn't
There's
any.
nothing on consent.
G1, oh, you're right, G2 is what I should be talking about.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right,
Thank you.
Councilmember Davis's memo moves on. H1 is the Community Economic Development Committee Work Plan.
Move approval.
I had a question on this one. The soft story retrofit program update, I understand it's being deferred because the state grant funding agency has been distracted, obviously, by wildfires and other issues. So we don't think there's likely to be any state funding. My question, Dave, was, given that there may be other options for us to consider, for example, if we thought that there was a set of seismically sensitive buildings in a liquefaction zone, for example, we thought that were very vulnerable, might we consider a waiver of fees to enable somebody to rebuild those so that they're seismically safe in that area if they had, certain affordability requirements or something like that? I guess my question is do we really want to put this off if there are other options we consider other than just waiting for grant money, which I think, as we all know, is a pretty uncertain and often lengthy path?
Yeah, so a couple of things, just process-wise, we're dropping it and proposing it to bring it back in the next work plan period, which starts
Okay.
in January, so it'll actually come back in January, February.
All right.
The other thing is, from what I was hearing today, we had kind of linked this work specifically to that grant.
Yeah.
If we want to kind of revisit that, rethink that, I think that's fair game.
Is that because we thought we had a very high probability of getting that grant?
I think partially that, but also just being pragmatic about the fact that we don't really have any money for
Yeah.
this, and so that was our only kind of shot.
Right.
But nonetheless, back to the process, you know, I don't even know if it says it here, we're dropping it from this work plan, but we will be putting it back on the work plan for January through,
Okay.
and so it will show back up at the committee January, February-ish.
Could I request that it just be in that January timeframe?
Sure.
So we could accelerate it?
Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
I understand the funding may not be available, but I still think we'd probably want to think about other options.
Okay.
That may be helpful. Great.
Yep.
Okay, then on the motion, is that okay with the motion maker? Okay. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. I think that's it then. Everybody have a nice day. The meeting's adjourned.